Hello, the purpose of this tutorial is to walk you through how to fill out the actual wonderful original work of art project proposal. During this video, you will want to make sure that you work with me, and so either pause your video often to do as I do, or simply raise your hand in the air if I get going too fast. Then, from there, you are going to go ahead and under who, you are going to write your first name. So go ahead with me right now and write your first name. Then, hoping that you still have space, write at least your last initial. Or if you have room, go ahead and write out your full last name. It's important to remember that although each one of you is an individual to me, I do have almost 400 individuals that I teach, and so it's important that we make it easy to find your paper and then it doesn't get lost. So because of that, I want you to go ahead, and if your teacher gives you a code, I want you, like a number, I want you to go ahead and write in that number as well below your first name. And then I want you to put in your class code. This is either posted for you on the whiteboard, it's also on our data document for our class, or you can figure it out from your sticks. But finally, let me just teach you what it is. It is the grade you are in, your teacher's last name initial, so the first letter of their last name, and then a dash, and the day you have art. So we'll say this is 3rd grade Bowerly Wednesday. After you have put down your name, we are going to go over to media. What you need to know is that there is a schedule or a list of medias and when they are open. You want to make sure that the media you're planning on using is open for the whole time that you would like to use it. The media is going to go here. So I'm going to pretend that I'm going to the drawing center and that I want to use oil pastels. You can use this list to figure out what your media is called. We're not going to worry about perfect spelling. We're going to do the best that we can. Go ahead and list your media here, but keep in mind you want 2 options. You want a first idea, and then in your head you want to also have a second idea in case the center is full. Going down to where, you are going to put a 1 next to the center you hope to get, so I'm going to say drawing, but my idea could also go to printmaking, so I'm going to put a 2 next to printmaking. Notice that I have circled it. Go ahead now and pick the first center you would like to make your idea at, and then the second center you could also make your idea at. We're going to skip learning goals right now, but I want you to go ahead and cross off. This is your first learning proposal, so you only get 2 days to work on your project. So you're going to cross these additional days off. Go ahead and flip your proposal over to do the back side. I have one that is already filled out. So we are going to start with Art Magic. You have posters up. Right now we've been exposed to the word line. I want you to pick out a particular type of line. So I'm going to pick zigzag. You want to pick something that matches your idea. And you'll see how I use the word zigzag here in just a minute. Where it says art skill, go ahead and put a star next to that. That is something that you need to fill out with Miss Russ. So you are going to leave this blank. Next it says draw detailed plans below. This is going to happen in stages. First, you are going to create a thumbnail sketch. Notice we call it a thumbnail sketch because it's about the size of your thumb. Because I knew I wanted to work on paper, I went ahead and drew out a box that pretend that that's my piece of paper, and then I drew out my idea. Notice I took time to draw it nicely, but I didn't take a lot of time. This maybe took me 2 minutes. That's the most you would ever want to spend on a thumbnail drawing. The least amount of time would probably be 1 minute. After you do your first idea, you want to look at your idea and think, how could I make this better? So, making sure that you've already drawn your first idea before we move on, you are going to draw a second idea. The second idea is meant to keep the same idea, but make it better. So you'll notice I chose to turn my paper, and then I wanted to make more room so that I could write in my speech bubble. And then I wanted to make a picture about listening. So I realized instead of having a speech bubble, I should make a bubble coming out of his ear. After I've done my first thumbnail sketch and then my improved thumbnail sketch, I am going to get feedback from a friend. For feedback from a friend, they are going to write their first name, their last name, their number, and their code. Our goal is to make sure every single person gets to give feedback. If you were not able to give feedback in our class, please let me know. Then, friends giving feedback, you are first going to tell your friend something. You do not need to write this down like I did, but I wrote it down so you had the visual too. So we're going to tell them something we like. I liked the changes that they made. I liked how the paper was rotated and that they had the bubble coming more out of the ear. I asked the question of, well, what does this project even mean? Like, I don't understand what this is about. Can you tell me more about that? And after I got feedback, they said, well, I want it to be about using your listening ears. And the person said that was giving feedback, I'm going to give them one idea. So my idea was to make it bigger so that you could see the ear better and so that you could add the word ears, like listening ears, to the speech bubble so that it made more sense. As a friend, once I have done all three things and checked off the boxes, I am done providing feedback. The person whose sheet this is, however, is not done because they're going to now come up with one more thumbnail sketch that takes about 2 minutes to create. Notice I took their idea, I scooched my person over a little bit more, and then I made them bigger. See how I had more negative space here, and now I have less negative space here. And then look at my speech bubble. It looks much more like it's coming out of the ear. So when I go back up to my art magic, I can see zigzag line, and then I can clearly point and find there is my zigzag line. If I couldn't, now would be the time that I would want to make sure that whatever my art magic was clear and easy to find in my artwork. It can be a little bit like Where's Waldo, but it shouldn't take forever to find the art magic that you used. Once you've done all these sketches, it's your job to decide which one you like best. It is okay to pick any of these ideas as the one that you want to create, but we need these options before an idea will be approved. Once you have your document filled out, with the exception of right here, you are going to go to the help desk and share your idea with Miss Russ. If the help desk is full, there'll be different learning activities that you can partake in while you are waiting for the help desk to have room. Happy creating, and I can't wait to see the ideas you come up with for your WOW project.